Hi guys, today we're going to be making a tuna melt, which is an easy, really nourishing, delicious sandwich. Think of it as a grilled cheese sandwich, but with some tuna in it. So this is a really quick and easy way to do this. You only need 4 ingredients. You need some type of cheese, any kind. You could use cheddar. I'm using some Monterey Jack. I think that this melts really well. Some kind of a sliced bread. You can use any bread you like. I like using sourdough. You can use white bread. You can use wheat bread. It really doesn't matter. And you need mayonnaise. You can use any kind you like, but I love Duke's mayonnaise. And I like to use these tuna creations by Starkist. They come in different flavors. I like the lemon pepper one. It gives a nice, zesty kind of lemony flavor. They also have like a spicy tuna. They also have a deli sandwich. They have a ton of flavors. I just, prefer using this one. This is actually all I have today. So, but this is really delicious, the lemon pepper one. Alrighty, so let's get started. A really easy, quick dinner or lunch idea. Definitely a crowd pleaser. So let me show you how I do this. Stick around. All right, so I am spreading mayonnaise on the slices of bread like this. You want to cover the whole thing. All right, because this is basically going to be like your frying oil. You want to cover 2 slices completely with mayonnaise. Not too thick, but definitely cover the whole surface area with some mayonnaise. Alrighty, that's step 1. All right, everybody. So this is what your 2 bread slices should look like. They should be completely covered with mayonnaise. Completely covered with mayonnaise so that, it doesn't burn. All righty. So this is what it should look like. All right. So we got the stove all fired up. Now let the pan heat up. All righty. Let the pan heat up while we prepare the next steps. And this is over a medium heat. All right, so I took, roughly, 2 slices of this cheese. I sliced it up, and I got them into little bits. You can definitely use shredded cheese, or you can use sliced cheese. This is just a quick way for me to get it to melt easier. You could definitely just slice off 2 chunks and do it that way. I feel like this it's just easier for me to do. It covers a better area of my sandwich. All right, so yeah, just, eyeball it. Little pieces of cheese like that. All right. All right, so our pan's heating up. It's kind of, I think it's already heated. So mayonnaise side down on one of the slices that we put a bunch of mayo on. Put it on the skillet. You see how it's sizzling? It's already hot. So mayonnaise side down, put your bread, right? This is gonna give you an incredible crust. All right, next step. All right, so we got our bread mayonnaise side down on the skillet. Now you wanna start adding in some of that cheese that we just chopped up. You could use any cheese you like. I'm doing Monterey Jack today. You can use anything that you have. I'm just using what I have. Alrighty. Just pile that on. All right, so I'm simply just taking my tuna from my tuna creations and just, with a fork, just placing it over the top, covering the whole area. This is just a really fast and easy way to do it. And it comes out really delicious this way. So just put your tuna on top. All right, so kind of messy, but this is what it looks like. Put the rest of the tuna on top. So we're finished with that. Now we put the rest of the cheese that we have right on top of the tuna. All right. We're just putting it on top, packing it on top. Alrighty, so we're building our sandwich as we go on the skillet, and this actually saves a lot of time because it's already cooking as we're adding in our ingredients. So cheese, tuna, more cheese. And now comes now you're gonna do face side up on the other slice of bread that we put a bunch of mayo on, alrighty? And that's that. Just let it be. You could definitely, pack it down, kind of pack it down with your hand or a spatula. It really doesn't matter. Use what you have. Just make sure to not burn yourself. Alrighty. This is going to give you the best tuna melt, easiest tuna melt you've ever had. Trust me on this. This is definitely a crowd pleaser, and you can definitely do the same thing without tuna. You can do it as a grilled cheese sandwich as well. All right. Stay tuned. All right. So I flipped over the sandwich on one side. So far, so good. Now we're going to get the other side cooking as well. Look at that. Look at that crust. You see that? Love it. Easiest way to do it without having a burnt sandwich is to do it with mayo. Alrighty, this is perfect so far. The cheese is melting perfectly. This is going to be a delicious sandwich. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this video if you find it helpful, or if you want, somebody else to check it out. Yeah, so I'll show you the final result once it's all cooked and ready. You could definitely slice it down the middle once you're eating it. Share it with someone. This is a, pretty big sandwich, but yeah, that's how it goes. Really crispy. Alrighty. All right, so during the time that you're cooking the sandwich, you want to kind of check in on it, make sure nothing's burning. I always like to check in on it every now and then just to, check under, and still not quite done. You see that? It has some cooking to do on the edges. It's brown in the middle, but yeah, so I just eyeball it. There really is no, I kind of intuitively just eyeball it and can tell when it's ready, but it's not quite ready yet because the edges still need some more cooking to do. Alrighty, so you just want to eyeball it. That's it. Alrighty, friends, so our sandwich is ready. Just look at the sound of that crust. Delicious. Let me cut it and you'll see what it looks like on the inside. Just a really beautiful rustic sandwich. You can eat it as is. I like to, slice mine up so it's easier to eat. Alrighty, friends, so I sliced my sandwich, my tuna melt, right down the middle, so it's just easier to eat. And I just wanted to show you how good this turns out. Alrighty, look at that ooey gooey melty cheese melted right into that delicious tuna from our Star-Kissed tuna packets. Delicious. This is a really easy, it only took me, I don't know, less than 15 minutes to make. Total cooking and prep time is probably less than 15 minutes. I want to say 10. Really easy lunch idea, dinner idea, perfect for, any day of the week. All right, I hope you enjoy this recipe, and I hope you subscribe and like and share it with your friends. All right, see you in my next one. Bye.